Hello, it's the Goof. This is take two. I started recording before. My brother needed to talk to me. I hate that crap. I'm sitting here and I get into a funk and I'm talking about something, and then all of a sudden something around me causes an issue. Like one day, this stupid phone right here goes off in the background playing music, and I have to go shut it off, and that interrupts the video. There's always these interruptions to where I can't finish a video and I have to start all over. I don't have editing software. Maybe one day, but alright. This video is about the contradictions when it comes to Linux. I use Linux, not primarily, but I do use it. And I want to use it more, but there's just things that keep me back, keep me from wanting to use it. But what this video is about is the contradictions that come from the community. During different business meetings and events that I've seen on YouTube especially, where a business is talking about their software and what they're going to put it on, there's always a few people who say, what about Linux? And usually they go, unfortunately, there's no business to be made there, there's no profit to be made there, because anyone who uses Linux wants things for free. Okay. When I turn around and talk to somebody who uses Linux, and I regurgitate this information, I let them know what they said. They go, no, 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 he has it completely wrong. It's free as in freedom, not free as in free beer. Okay. But then there's the contradictions from different people in the community. On the one hand, you'll have them say that, but then on the other hand, you'll have them turn around and they'll go, or they'll be asked, why did you switch to Linux? It's free. I didn't have to pay a dime. It's free. What do you like to do? I do this, this, and this, and it's free. And they always point out the fact that it's free. Free isn't free beer. And then if you engage them and tell them, I thought it was free as in freedom. Freedom to have an operating system and do as you want with that operating system without having somebody come down on you. I thought that's what it was. And so it can't be one or the other. The contradictions need to stop. Is it free as in free beer, or is it free as in freedom? A lot of Linux users are, there's a word I keep looking for to describe Linux users as I see them. As a guy who's getting into Linux, I use Linux Mint with the Cinnamon desktop environment. It's the closest thing to an operating system, layout and whatnot that I'm familiar with. I was used to using Windows XP for years. I would have preferred to keep using an operating system that works, functions, and pretty much is set up like Windows XP. The unfortunate thing is Microsoft, with their infinite wisdom, keeps changing things up, and they forget that golden rule: if it's not broke, don't fix it. And they fix things that aren't broken. There's constantly things being changed that were fine as they were. They make a new operating system. More recently, it caught up with them. With Windows 8, they had to release 8.1. People did not like that touchscreen-looking interface. I don't blame them. I didn't like it either. It was annoying. It was confusing. I didn't feel like I could really get to where I wanted and actually find everything. I hated it. But getting back to what I was talking about, which is it, Linux community? I'm asking you, which is it? Is it free as in free beer, or is it free as in freedom? Can't be both ways. And I'm tired of the contradictions. I'm tired of the two-faced crap. It's like they don't want to look bad. But maybe it truly is free as in free beer. People keep wanting more and more video games, more and more support for Linux. How can they expect any sort of support when a business doesn't feel like they can make any profit? When it comes to an operating system, I agree that an operating system should not be very expensive. It shouldn't be expensive. It should be something you can use. It shouldn't be like Windows operating systems are very expensive. But when it comes to a video game, certain types of software, a company has to make some money, People work hard on that coding, and I know people don't like hearing that. There are people who work. They need to be paid. Uh, should they be getting paid as much as they get paid? I don't really think so, to be honest. Um, why do I use Linux? Not because free isn't free beer. No. I like Linux because I feel like I got control over things. If I don't like a layout, I can change it. If I don't like sound effects the way I want them, I can change it. If I want to go in and change where the menu sits, where you click to bring up a menu, I can change it. If I want to change how I search for things, there's just all this kind of things that you can do in Linux. You can change. Windows you can't. Not without violating some sort of laws or rules. But that's when it comes to Windows. I mean, I can't truly change the desktop graphics. I can't change the borders around Windows. I can't change the graphic for the start button without it being some sort of issue. I mean, Windows 7 doesn't really have a way to change up those graphics. You're stuck with these ugly ass graphics that they have. I mean, you can default back to the Windows 98 looking graphics. Who wants to do that though? But like, you can't create your own graphics for the toolbars and whatnot. Use it. On a final note, whoever makes GIMP, you need to really work on that thing. I hate it. I hate it with a passion. It's not simple enough. Saving an image file you're working on should be a bit more simplistic. The way it's set up, all I should have to do is click save, and it automatically knows, remembers, and resaves over that document. This thing of having to, I can't remember what it's like, but it's like backing it up or some other weird crap. There's a lot about GIMP that drives me up the damn wall. That makes me want to just keep using Windows and Photoshop illegally. Photoshop illegally, mainly. Uh, I will say this: I am so sick of spending money on Microsoft every time a new operating system comes out, just so I can play the games I want to play. Because, hey, new DirectX. Microsoft, if you're going to keep doing this, you need to stop it charging so damn much. This is what's getting you in trouble right now. You have all these practices that need to be changed, Microsoft. You do. But Linux users, you also have some issues. You need to work them out. Come back to me and let me know how it really is. Is it free as in freedom, or free as in free beer? Make up your damn minds. Alright? Because I'm starting to be ashamed to want to be part of this community. Because on the one hand, like I said, free as in freedom. On the other hand, free as in free beer. What? There was a Spatry had this little round table. What got you? He was asking me, what got you started on Linux? He goes, why do you use Linux? And almost all of them were like, it's free. And I like using this, this, and this because it's free. Complete total contradiction. All right, this has been the goof. Not being very goofy. Looking my nerdiest. And yeah. I want to use Linux more, but there's stuff that I need on Linux before I'll switch to Linux. We'll say that much. Linux needs an RPG maker. There's no RPG maker for Linux. Getting it to work under Wine is a pain in the ass. I can't get it to work under Wine. That's one of the main reasons I'm not jumping ship. Also, there's emulators I can't get that aren't existing for Linux. There's just a lot of stuff that's just lacking on Linux. And until that gets a substitution, I'm not jumping ship totally to Linux. They're almost there, by the way. And I think Valve will have an easier time wanting to support Linux and getting support for Linux if people stop wanting everything for free. People have to make money somewhere, alright? People have to make a living. And while I understand you don't want to pay an outrageous chunk of money, you got to pay something, and something needs to be paid. And that's how I feel about it. We're never going to get Linux is never going to get that support. It's never going to become that go-to operating system. As long as, and I know it's not really exactly an operating system, whatever. But yeah, I'm going to make another video having to do with Linux. I'm going to start talking quite a bit about Linux. And yeah, this is it. This is it right here. Stay tuned for another one.